Hello, everybody. Welcome to Paradox Asks, a series where I ask questions, hoping to get your opinion and also share my opinion. Kind of to help you understand who I am, my views on it, and whether you feel like continuing watching. So, the since this is since my last channel had this series, I'm technically going to be porting over the questions over from that channel over to this one, though they're going to be different orders and all that. So I'm not going to remember because I'm not going to remember them or exactly what I said. Plus, also, if you've seen them, you'll understand. Well, you'll be able to see kind of my evolution from then to now. I say it like if it was like 20 years ago, but no, it was not even a year ago. Anyway, so let's start with one. This is gonna hit some heavy topics, but I figured, you know what, I might as well hit them now and early, so that way people know, hey, I wanna, I'd be down to continue watching this person, or even though this person, its opinion on da 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 is different from mine, I don't like it, or whatever the hell. Anyways, let's get on to it. So, first question is, what are your opinions on gender equality? Now, let me just say, I personally strive for equality for everyone. And I'm not speaking equality for when it's convenient. I mean true equality for all genders. If one gender can punch another one in the face, then the vice versa should be allowed. Let's say, for instance, if females can attack males, then males can attack females. Either everyone can do it or no one can. However, I'm not saying that you should do it. I'm not saying you should do it. But if one gender is allowed to, everyone should be allowed to. There is a point though where I would say on, like for instance, let's maternity leave. If you can be impregnated, I believe that you should be eligible for maternity leave. If you can't be impregnated, I mean, yeah, I guess maybe, but not as long. But other than that, yeah, equality for just about everything. Now, of course, when I say equality, most people think feminist, where they're like, wage gap, wage gap, wage gap, and promotional gap, blah blah blah. And I have to say, at least from what I've seen, the only reason there's a real wage gap is because it seems like some people ask for promotions more than others. Some people take higher risk jobs, which then allows them higher pay. And some people are just willing to shut up and do their jobs, while others just sit around talking. No, that's not a jab at a specific gender. There is a legit group of people who would do that. I know some people like that from school where they don't do any work. They just sit around and talk, and when they get their grades back, they're like, How could I have an F even though I don't do anything in class? I should be getting an A. Yeah, sad thing is, I'm not joking about that. Anyways, yes, I do believe in equality for everyone. One gender or group of people should not be held higher than the others. Again, if one person can hit another person, then the vice versa should happen. It should be allowed as well. Either everyone can do it or no one can do it. Next up, opinions on marriage. Well, my opinion on marriage. Honestly, I don't really care. I mean, don't get me wrong. If you want to get married, go right ahead. But personally, in my mind, it's just kind of a waste of time. Like, here's how I see it. Basically, what you do is you like, let's say without the ceremony, okay? Without the ceremony, basically what you're doing is you have a ring, whether you bought it or inherited it or whatever. You have a ring. You kneel down to someone and say, okay, I want to show X feeling. Whether it be a friendship marriage where the only reason you're married to each other is for tax reasons, other than that, you don't really care for each other. Kind of like sex friends or whatever. Or where you actually do love the person and you do actually want to get and you do want to get married to prove that you love them because you want to spend the rest of your life with them. Personally, I don't really see the only real benefit I can see for marriage is, yeah, maybe tax reasons, but other than that, if you need a piece of paper and some piece of jewelry on your finger to say, I love this person, if that's the only reason, then what the hell? Personally, if you can't live without the idea of having an expensive ring on your finger and a piece of paper on your wall saying that you love this person, then go find something else to obsess about. Find some hobbies or something, I don't know. If you want to get married, go right ahead. I'm not saying you shouldn't get married. I'm just saying I personally don't think that marriage is too important. That's just my personal opinion. You're entitled to your own opinion. Next up, and finally, is gender roles. Yeah, gender roles can go suck a fat one. Kind of like with the equality argument. If one person can do it, everyone should be allowed to do it. And I know a lot of people would give me hate on that for that kind of wording, because they're like, men should only like cars and football and sex, meanwhile women should only care about talking and cooking and nails. Okay, first off, I don't care for cars. I mean, they're neat, but I don't care in the sense of some people who seem addicted to cars. Football, I don't really like sports. I mean, other than like NASCAR racing, I don't really care for sports. And sex, I'm asexual. I don't give two flying fucks about sex. And I already heard the argument of, you just haven't found anyone yet. I'm 19 years, well, let me do some quick math. Yeah, I'm roughly like 2 decades old. I think I would have found at least someone who I was sexually attracted to by this point, but no. Let's see here. For females, I already know people who already break that. First off, I know some people who don't care about fashion. I just kind of meh. If they look good, cool, good for them, I guess. It doesn't really matter in their mind. Hell, my sister loves cars. Takes after our father, but really loves cars. Good for her. And then gossip. I mean, I know some females who are antisocial. Like, just gender roles itself is just kind of shit. And they really give a bad impression of whatever gender they're supposed to be saying. Like, I'm not a musclehead. I don't jack off to exercise equipment or strength magazines or whatever the fuck. Like, I just don't care for sports or being sweaty and all that. I'd rather be sitting in here playing video games, talking into a mic and doing that rather instead of being outside, possibly causing permanent brain damage that can cost me my life later down the line and ending up shortening it, as well as also possibly causing some form of brain damage that'll make it to where I'll never be able to properly do XYZ thing ever again. Like, no thank you. I'd rather stay inside, lay down on my bed, sleep for 20 hours of the day. The other 4 hours is just eating and going to the bathroom. Holy shit, am I turning into a cat? Whatever. Sorry for that. If you haven't noticed, I say whatever a lot. Anyways, so. And for the female part of it, the whole females should only be about cooking and all that shit. No? Like, if they want to cook, they can. Go right ahead, but that shouldn't be their personality. Nails and cooking should not be their personality. That's just my personal opinion on it. I mean, if they want to base their personality around it, who am I to argue? But it is unrealistic to expect every female to be that. Then the whole man of the house basically is supposed to be like the leader. Fuck off. Like, okay, if there is a designated leader, then that means that the partners aren't equal. If the quote unquote man of the house is the male, the one who people would say is male, then what the fuck? What if that male has problems solving problems, or like is shy or whatever? They just shit out of luck and they need to change their fucking attitude and personality and all that? Man, fuck that. Yeah, no offense. I much rather deal with. I much rather hang around with people who are willing to listen and willing to actually understand than be around basically muscleheads whose only personality is sex, work, cooking, blah 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 blah. Granted, that is just me though. Wow. So yeah, post your opinions on those topics, I guess, down below. Tell me if I'm wrong. Well, if you agree, tell me if you disagree. Comment down that I'm wrong and stupid and that, or whatever, I guess. I don't know. Say whatever you want, I guess. I don't really care, to be honest. Anyways, thank you all for watching. Have a good day, night, evening, afternoon. Bye.